Hello, this is Steve Gilbert, president of the TLT Group. I'm going to be offering you a brief introduction to Gandhi's list of 7 blunders of the world that lead to violence, plus an additional 6, and suggest an activity that I hope you'll find useful and interesting. Some related resources for this e-clip and a brief hybrid workshop based on this extended list of blunders is available, as you can see at the bottom of this slide, at www.tltgroup.org/gandhislist.htm. It's never enough to build only a vision of education, of teaching and learning that's only limited to one institution or only to one campus. It's never enough to think only of the future, of a vision worth working toward. The future is built on the past and the present. I hope you'll take a few seconds now to recall someone from your own past, someone who was close to you but who's gone, someone whom you'd still like to make proud. You might want to jot a few notes while you're thinking. In his final years, the older Gandhi kept his grandson nearby and tried to find some time every day to be alone with that boy. I like this image of a gifted world leader devoting so much time to a young person, affirming the fundamental human urge to connect to a future generation, to teach and maybe to learn. On their last day together, according to this report, not too long before Gandhi was assassinated, he gave this important list to his grandson, Arun Gandhi. I'd like to suggest that as you read this list and hear it, which will include an 8th blunder added by the grandson, that you consider a challenge. I think our challenge is to find ways to use information technology to improve education and shape a future that avoids these blunders. Here's the combined list. Wealth without work, pleasure without conscience, knowledge without character, commerce without morality, science without humanity, worship without sacrifice, politics without principle, and the one added by Arun Gandhi, rights without responsibilities. I urge you to add some of your own blunders in the same spirit. To get you started, I've added some examples that seem to focus more on teaching, learning, and technology. Here's the combined list of blunders on the next slide. Disagreement without discussion, technology without direction, connection without community, teaching without joy, and learning without hope. Thank you. Here's an activity I recommend based on what you've just heard and been thinking about. The purpose is to encourage participants to think both more deeply and to identify some important blunders to avoid as they collaboratively develop and pursue a vision worth working toward. By a vision worth working toward, I mean some goal that's desirable and plausible, and that participants are likely to believe that they can actually achieve it as they work toward it and make visible progress within a few months, perhaps a year. The process is first to think quietly about these additional blunders and maybe make some notes. Most of you may have already done that. Then, if there's enough time and flexibility, we suggest that participants find 2 or 3 colleagues whom they don't know well and sit with them and discuss these blunders that they have individually thought about adding. What they're asked to do is to determine whether the blunders are more similar or different from each other and to agree on 1 or 2 that others might be inclined to help avoid as you work together toward a vision worth working toward. And then at the end, we hope that each group would be able to report 1 blunder to the others. Or if you're unable to reach agreement about that, you might try to explain why. We hope that you'll take advantage of some of the TLT Group's free resources and other activities through convenient information service options offered under the heading of TLT-SWG. Also, there's a blog posting that's set up to receive suggestions and comments. If you go to the URL at the bottom of this slide, you'll be able to offer comments and questions about this workshop, and I hope that you will. Thanks for your participation. We look forward to working with you in the future.